Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kate Hastings. I'm the Deputy Official Secretary, and it's my pleasure to officiate this afternoon's investiture ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please stand for the arrival of our official guests. Mr. Bart Mellish MP, Member for Aspley, representing the Premier of Queensland and Minister for Trade, the Honourable Anastasia Palaszczuk MP. Mr. Steve Minikin MP, Shadow Minister for Transport and Main Roads, representing the Leader of the Opposition and Shadow Minister for Trade, Mrs. Deb Frecklington MP. Mrs. Marjorie Voss, OAM, representing Associate Professor John Harden AM, Chairman, the Order of Australia Association, Queensland Division. Please join me in welcoming our official guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated to await the arrival of His Excellency. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you're able, please stand for the arrival of the Governor and Mrs. de Jersey. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Your Excellency, with your permission, I'll begin the ceremony. Thank you. His Excellency the Governor will present the following Australian honours and awards. Appointed an Officer of the Order of Australia in the General Division, Mr. Peter John Tressida, for distinguished service to the community through governance and fundraising roles in the medical research and healthcare sectors, including as Chief Executive Officer, Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital Foundation. Appointed a Member of the Order of Australia in the General Division, Dr. Harvey Ian Hunt, for significant service to emergency medicine, to medical administration and to the community of Queensland with organisations including Redland Hospital, Rockhampton Hospital, Rockhampton Aerial Ambulance and the Royal Flying Doctor Service. Mr. Alan John Inwood, for significant service to surf lifesaving at the local, state and national level. Ms. Angela Lynch, for significant service to the law, particularly to victims' rights and the prevention of domestic violence, including as Chief Executive Officer of Women's Legal Service Queensland. Ms. Bronwyn K. Morris, for significant service to business through leadership and advisory roles with organisations including the Queensland Council of the Australian Institute of Company Directors, the Royal Automobile Club of Queensland and the Gold Coast 2018 Commonwealth Games Corporation. Christine Roberta Richmond, for significant service to education, particularly through student behaviour management policies. Mrs. Mary Therese Wagner. For significant service to the community of Toowoomba with organisations including the Toowoomba Refugee and Migrant Service, Toowoomba Hospice, John Wallace Foundation, Lord's Home for the Aged Toowoomba and the Cobb & Co National Carriage Factory campaign. Awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia in the General Division, Mr. Gerard Anthony Brennan, for service to the community through a range of roles with organisations including the Rotary Club of Hope Island, Rotary Club of Canberra and the University of Canberra. Mr. Mark Casey, for service to lawn bowls, including as the world #1 ranked player 2005 to 2006 and as lawn bowls sports manager, the Commonwealth Games Gold Coast 2018. Dr. Eleanor Chu, for service to medicine in the field of general practice and with organisations including the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners and the Australian Medical Association. Dr. Stephen Miles Coverdale, for service to medicine on the Sunshine Coast with organisations including the Sunshine Coast Hospital and Health Service, the University of Queensland Sunshine Coast Clinical School and Nambour General Hospital. Mr. Douglas Charles Cutmore, for service to the community of Warwick, with organisations including the Warwick Benevolent Society, Akuamak, Warwickshire Council, Cunningham Masonic Lodge and the Warwick Caledonian Society. Dr. Keith Graham, for service to school sports, including as Deputy Chair, Queensland Primary School Touch and National Secretary of the Touch for School Sport Australia. Miss Patricia Joy Large. For service to the community through social welfare initiatives including Adoption Loss Adult Support Queensland. Dr. Peter Charles Merendi. For service to medicine as a specialist in general practice medicine and to the community with organisations including the Greek Orthodox Parish of St. Paraskevi and the Rotary Club of Redcliffe South. The late Mr. Paul Christopher Neville, to be received by Mr. Paul Neville, sir. For service to the Parliament of Australia and to the community of Bundaberg, including as member for Hinkler. Dr. Dinesh Bandara Palipana. For service to medicine with organisations including the Gold Coast Hospital and Health Service, Menzies Health Institute Queensland and Griffith University Medical School, and as founding member of Doctors with Disabilities Australia. Ms. Andrea Powys-Staines, for service to business and as a role model for women, including through executive roles and non-executive director appointments in the private and public sector. Mrs. Elaine Catherine Stewart, for service to the community of Warwick with organisations including St Mark's Anglican Church, St Mark's Mothers Union, Riding with the Disabled and the Warwick Leukaemia Foundation and Cancer Fund. Your Excellency, that concludes today's awards. Could I now invite you to address the recipients and their guests?
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to Government House. My wife Kay and I are absolutely delighted that you all join us here on this very special day in your lives. I begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the lands on which we gather, the Turrbal and Yagara peoples, and pay my respect to their elders past and present, with encouragement also to their young emerging leaders. Now we know that behind every great person is a vital network of supporters, cheering them on, and so we are also delighted this afternoon to welcome the valued friends, family members and colleagues here to share in today's celebration. Each of you is here because you have helped in some way these very special people to make their remarkable contribution to Queensland and Queenslanders. Well done. They say each person is born with boundless potential. Barack Obama once said that only by hitching your wagon to something larger than yourself will you realise it. Each one of the people we honour today has done just that. They have looked beyond themselves, beyond their own immediate circle, and into their communities. They have asked, who can my potential best serve? And that is the direction their wagon has turned. Some have found their ways into the fields of health, medicine or life-saving, where they have given tirelessly of their time and their talents. Others are irreplaceable members of our communities, seeking to connect their fellow Queenslanders with one another or with the services they desperately need. Amongst your numbers are medal winners and leaders in law, government, business and education. Each of you is here today because ultimately you chose to accept the challenge and the purpose that comes with taking responsibility, not just for your own lives, but for the advancement of others. You represent a range of endeavours that are as varied as your backgrounds and interests. Yet the effect of your achievements is felt throughout the communities of Queensland and will continue to be felt for generations of Queenslanders to come. This is a day to reflect upon your efforts, take pride in your achievements, and accept the gratitude of your fellow citizens, particularly those who have nominated you for this honour. And I hope you don't know who they are because you're not supposed to. Kay and I thank you for the work you have done to better the lives of those lucky enough to call Queensland home. We also acknowledge that this is a bittersweet moment for those who are here on behalf of a loved one for whom this award is being bestowed posthumously. I urge you all to be immensely proud of this symbol of achievement and of the person whose work it recognises. The award represents a full life, a generous life. The honours are a culmination of many disciplined years of work and community service. I'm extremely privileged to represent the people of Queensland, and it is on their behalf that I thank you all very much for the most important contributions you have made and continue to make to our great state and its people. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, please stand for the Viceregal anthem. Your Excellency, could I now invite you and Mrs. De Jersey to retire while we organise the recipients for a photograph? Thank you. Lieutenant Robinson, could I ask you to escort our official guests outside onto the lawn? Recipients, if you would mind remaining in your seats and we'll arrange the photograph, and guests, if you'd like to